Thank you so much, your family, for having me this morning. Before I share, I just want to thank Pastor Rod, Pastor Sam, and Mara for having me here this morning and to share. I want to share about a unique mission opportunity with you all this morning. This mission opportunity is created by a specific preventable disease. In the state of Hawaii alone, more than 3,000 people die due to this specific preventable disease. In the United States, about more than 100,000 per year, and the number is going up. For the past 50 years or so, there's been about 61 million lives taken by this preventable disease. The most tragic thing about this disease is that it only occurs in the most vulnerable of our society, the children. It is heartbreaking because they die without getting any sort of medical care. They die without any medication to help them feel comfortable. They die without any of those state-of-the-art medical technologies and evaluations, interventions. There's no heroic doctors or nurses trying to save their lives. And get this, not even their father or mother look after them as they are struggling to live. Nor are they celebrated for their short-lived lives in a dignified manner that we all deserve as human beings. So you may be wondering, where is this mission field? What kind of mission opportunity is this? What kind of specific preventable disease would cause deaths of so many of our children? Why such horrible discrimination from the medical community and the cruelty of these children by their parents? This mission field, unfortunately, is right in our backyard. This specific preventable disease is called choice. A choice to kill a human life. And this horrible act of injustice, which many call the modern day Holocaust, is abortion. And what is us Christians, our default response to this one of the greatest injustices in human history? Silence. Complacency, ignorance, and even giving approval because this world, whose God is Satan, approves it in the name of pursuit of career, convenience, wealth, and social justice. And this should not be so. I'll be the first one to admit that in my fear, selfishness, and lack of faith, I have followed the pattern of this world for so long by staying silent and turning a blind eye to this atrocity for many years. And God, in His mercy, opened my eyes to see the massacre that's happening right in our backyard around the world. And these are not just a blob of tissue, nor are they just another species that magically turn into a human being once they come out of the womb. These are the most treasured creation of God, fearfully and wonderfully created by God Himself. This is not a political matter. This is a God matter that happens to be a hot political issue. So I ask every single one of us, including myself, if you are a follower of Christ, to stand for Christ, to stand and take up your cross, lose your life, and for His unborn, so that the unborn can gain life, according to Mark 8:34. To stand and expose the works of darkness and what an abortion truly is, that it is a killing of an innocent human being, as Apostle Paul commands us in Ephesians 5:11. To stand and defend for the unborn by becoming their voice and humbly loving the man and woman faced with an unplanned pregnancy, as it says in James 1:27. And when we have done that, He will find us faithful when Christ returns with hosts of angels and asks us where we were when He was naked and vulnerable in a mother's womb, whose pregnancy was threatened by abortion. And lastly, may I address the 1/3 of the women sitting inside this room right here, right now. I say 1/3 because the statistics show that 1/3 of all women of childbearing age will have an abortion. And based on that, some of us may have had an abortion. And I can't imagine what kind of emotions you are having as you're listening to this right now. And I also don't presume to know what led you to have an abortion. But please know that my intention here is not to condemn you, but to speak the truth in love and humility so that no more innocent lives are taken. I cannot condemn anybody. I stand condemned by the holy God if I were to not have Christ myself. And Jesus Christ rose again from the dead and has conquered all of our sins regardless of the number of abortions you may have had. He stands in the gap between you and the holy God, presenting you as a pure and blameless bride. So you can be confident that His undeserving love, mercy, and grace will follow you for all the days of your life. This is His promise for you. And God who forgives you is God who sends you. He sends you to be the voice and the defender of the unborn and the vulnerable mothers who are yet to have an abortion or who has had an abortion. They need you because you know exactly what they are going through. And this amazing God we serve, He specializes in turning our greatest sin, pain, and suffering into His greatest means of glory and for our good. Lastly, I just want to close with this song. This song was written by a worship leader in response to the radical abortion law passed in the state of New York in January, which allows that any unborn baby, even up to the point of labor, may be killed. For the one whose song we won't hear, for the one whose voice disappears, for the melody sung in your heart, and for all of your dreams torn apart. You are not forgotten. We are fighting for you. We've answered your silent cry to be your voice. Your life was not for nothing. We celebrate your heartbeat. That you paid is a fire that will change this world. We can't go on life, it's okay. Turn a blind eye and just look away. For the sake of what is pure and true, we will lay our lives down just for you. We're not forgotten. We are fighting for you. your heartbeat. The price that you paid is a fine, and it will change this world. Jesus, heal our land. Jesus, heal our land. You're the answer. You're the answer. We return our heart to you. You're the answer. Jesus, heal our land. You're the answer. You're the answer. We return our hearts to you. You're the answer. They are not forgotten.